Whatever you run away from, I think eventually catches up with you. Gupta can get Madhuri or any top Bollywood actor. And Pritish Nandi insisted on putting me on the hoarding. And, all of a sudden, my life changed. Bollywood Calling was a huge success. I didn't come back with the intent to be an actor. Zurabin was going through its worst time at that point. And you feel bad, like your daughter has to work so hard. See, again, give me 4-5 bad words. And then say, Taro baap etla varo suki duch, tu karam hai. I want my kids to be
Would I be right in calling you an accidental actress?
yes, completely.
Why?
Because I went to the US to pursue an MBA. I was a Bombay University gold medalist. I've since the age of 8, I couldn't even pronounce the word entrepreneur. And if anyone says, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" and I would say entrepreneur without even being able to pronounce it correctly. Always been daddy's little girl. And the dream was always to do something for my father and for Zurabian Chicken. So the MBA, everything was all about coming back and, making Zurabian Chicken, like carrying on the legacy with, greatness. Of course, I enjoyed performing. I studied classical ballet. I was, into elocution
Wow.
and drama and loved all of that. So in New York, when I was doing my MBA, I had a friend who was at Lee Strasberg. And I've always been someone who was just non-academic. I was also doing there's a huge creative side to me. So I joined Strasberg after my MBA. I joined African dancing after my MBA. Didn't ever realize that Strasberg would take me on, a journey as an actor. So I just did it out of fun to experience something different. I was in New York City. And it's something I always enjoyed at the side. I modeled right through college. So when I joined Strasberg, I didn't join Strasberg with the intent of being an actor. It was just to kind of like experience life to its fullest. And life kind of took a little detour. I enjoyed being an actor so much. Like I enjoyed Strasberg. I enjoyed, working with actors from different parts of the world. It was beautiful. And I'm like, hello, we're like completely digressing. What was my focus and where am I kind of going? So I think before I went on to kind of being this broke actress in New York, auditioning all over, good sense, I think, I don't know, maybe prevailed. And I moved back to work at Zurabian. But of course, whatever you run away from, I think eventually catches up with you.
So you did.
So the acting in Bombay that happened was also purely accidental. So I didn't come back wanting to audition. I didn't come back wanting to do anything. I came back, was sitting in Zurabian Chicken and ordering makka and soya and kind of, learning the ropes of the business. I didn't come back with the intent to be an actor.
So then, what happened? How did you actually get into acting? If you didn't,
I was
come
at a
back?
wedding.
You were working. You were doing everything.
I was
that
back. I was
yeah.
back. I was back home. I was at Zurabian, learning, of course, the ropes of the business. So I was. My father put me in charge of purchasing, because I needed, everything in chicken is makka and soya, right? Like in terms of feed and what you're feeding the bird, and 80% of your cost lies in that. So he wanted me to get the crux of the business right. So he put me in charge of that. And I was at a Navjot, Mona Rani, a model coordinator, was there. And she saw me and she said, hey, would you do Fair and Lovely? And because I modeled in college, I said, why not? And I did it. And the same Mona Rani calls me and says, listen, Nagesh Kukudur is looking for a very, not Bollywood girl to do a film. And I'd watched Hyderabad Blues and I loved the film. And it was English. It was a 1-month shoot in Hyderabad. So I went and auditioned for it. And with my friend who had come in from New York, and he's like, PZ, you need to do this as well. You're so good at it. Right? PZ. So PZ went to audition and PZ got chosen. And PZ went to her father and said, Dad, 1 month, Hyderabad, let me shoot this film. It's in English. It's in a language that's so easy for me. And Nagesh was so cool as a director. And, he said, yeah, okay, go ahead and do it. And I came back. Life was back to normal. I was back in Zorabian, back working and
Back to
selling
counting
chickens. Completely.
before they are hatched.
Till the movie released 2 years later, and Pritish Nandi insisted on putting me on the hoarding. And, all of a sudden, my life changed. Bollywood Calling was a huge success. And I think, Suketu, I was there at the right time and the right place, right? Because this whole offbeat cinema kind of took off. There was Monsoon Wedding, there was Bollywood
An
Calling.
English film in India doing well.
That was the phase, right? That was the beginning of the curve, right? So also I think it's the being at the right time and the right place. So there was Monsoon Wedding, there was Bollywood Calling, the two big films, and then it was cool to do this offbeat indie cinema. And I just happened to kind of be there when it was taking off.
So what
And I was-
happened? You did 17, 16 films thereafter.
Films, which all were in English. All were these poor offbeat
all
movies.
in English.
All in English.
You never
So-
did any Hindi.
No, so I did no. So I did Joggers Park,
Huh.
which was again like it's now a Bollywood classic, as I tell my children, which Subhash Ghai kind of chose me for,
Huh.
which was Mukta Arts' first off non-commercial
Hinglish.
Hinglish film,
Huh.
which was a huge success.
Okay.
I did Ek Ajnabi with Miss Amitabh Bachchan, with Apurva Lakya. Again, he's like this. He's an hardcore Bollywood director, but with this whole American kind of worked in Hollywood kind of field. So again, he chose me to be his leading lady. And it was great. So those were the two Hindi movies I did, but all the others were English. So I was so fortunate. I did Morning Raga with Shabana Azmi and Mahesh Shatani. I did Mumbai Matinee with Rahul Bose. I did Bollywood Calling with Om Puri. Joggers Park with
Which I
Victor
saw.
Banerjee. Ek Ajnabi with Amitabh Bachchan. I think I got to work with the biggest names in offbeat Indian cinema at such a young stage of my career. I was so fortunate.
So what happened? The movies became your full-time career. What happened to the
So
poor
my
chickens?
chicken-
Were
no,
they
so after-
were they ever hatched?
No, the chickens, I'll tell you, my father, God bless his soul. So when Bollywood Calling released, and it was this huge success, there was a time where I was auditioning and then coming back to work. And I was in with one leg here and one leg here. And I think Dad told me he said, whatever you want to do, like commit to your fullest, right? And he said, I'm always your security net, right? So do whatever you want to do, be
Wow.
happy. And when you come back completely. Because as a boss, he didn't like this working at my convenience, right? I'd offer a shoot, then I come back, then I go, then I come back. So he wasn't a great fan of. He wanted me to commit 100% to either one, to not just because it's my father's business to just show up at office when I could. He wasn't okay with that. So he probably did the best thing. He made me take that call of choosing.
So what happened? For 20 years, you
So-
were then into in
No,
between you went and got married.
So
we
I
did-
worked
how did
I
all
came
that
back
work?
from my MBA in 96. And I think by 97, I kind of, said, no chickens. I'll focus on being the actor because my father gave me an ultimatum. And I gave that my best. I think worked with some incredible people. And, considering a Parsi girl, offbeat, not your typical person, like I told you, I work with the best and I'm so fortunate. Work with great people, good people, live life to my fullest. And met Baman, decided to get married, and then kind of,
At the peak of your career.
so it was, Joggers Park was the peak of my career. So it was probably a year and a half after that. But, you meet my husband, I met him, and I think I met him when I was 33. So, settling down was something I was looking at as well. And he just, he had me at hello, right? So, I, of course, we got married when I was 34. No, I met him at 32. I got married at 33, and I had my first child at 34. So because the biological clock was ticking,
and
and I
you-
definitely wanted a family, and I also wanted that aspect of my
Right.
life. I chose to kind of,
So then you
take a
sort of
backseat.
moved back from film.
So I took a step back because I did do a couple of shows. I was doing an NDTV show. I was doing stuff, but every time I had to go on a shoot, a kid would fall sick. So I hated being on set and then there was someone ill or someone, like unwell. And Zorabian started as well because my father wanted to launch this range of ready-to-cook products. He sent, um, one of our directors actually, Nadeem Uncle, to me with a packaging design, which I looked at and I said, "Oh my God, Dad, it's so down market." And he looked at me in typical Irani style, gave me two galis, and he's just like, he's like,
He
he's like,
used all the colorful language, is it?
He's
Are
like,
you
because he was like, he's educated me, he's done everything for me, and I'm calling him down market, right? He was like, he was just like, don't give me your attitude. If you want to fix something, come to the office and fix it. So I went back into the office to fix the packaging design, right? Because that's what I studied, and and then I realized, um, he was also going through a really bad time. Zorabian was going through its worst time at that point, and he was putting up this plant, and he was wanting to enter the retail business, and I had just had a child. I was actually pregnant with Zaha. And then I'm like, what better time? And I'm not someone who can sit at home. I'm not someone who can enjoy the good life. I'm like a worker bee.
amazing?
And I was back at Zorabian. So right through my pregnancy, I was going to the farm every single day, till my sciatica nerve hit me in my 8th month. And I was ready to kind of, so I think everything in my life transitioned and happened at the right time.
Let me ask you about your own upbringing. You said you came in from this
Yeah.
Parsi family. Okay. So what was that like? You were growing up.
So
and
I came from an Irani family,
okay.
which is
How
even
is that
crazier,
different?
right?
How is that different?
Because Parsis are still little like proper.
No.
Like I had an Irani dad, and of course my mom's Irani as well. So it's Zoroastrian, right? Dad was, my mom was, a topper in school. She was a child ambassador to the US and was sent to the White House. She's a Queen Marian, very prim and proper. Dad was a man of the soil from Xavier's, did his law, an entrepreneur who started from zero. He lost his dad when he was 8.
Wow.
So dad was like a man, he was tough. And I think so my mom balanced us out. Mom was also a very committed mother. She kind of academically kind of really nurtured us. So I think a lot of my obsession with my kids comes from the amount my mom has done for us. My dad was just a go-getter, right? With work. And it's so amazing with what he's created with Zorabian. It's so growing up, he's seen good times, he's seen tough times, but he's been bindas, right? With this philosophy that everything happens for the best. And no matter whatever was good or bad that happened, Dad would say, "Baddu majanu thase." It all happens for the best.
Really?
Fully.
So
fully.
when being down in the dumps, and you said there were failures.
Oh my God, Dad had really low
enough
lows.
and more.
Really
you would
low lows.
actually have that
Say that.
ability.
Say that.
Wow.
Amazing.
So has
Amazing.
that informed who you were?
So in a
you
huge
are?
way. In a huge way.
You can
And-
also just pick yourself up.
So
and,
when I actually went back to work after I got married, Dad was at an all-time low, and he was putting up this plant, and we had people who worked with him come and talk to me and say, "Listen," when I went saying, "Daddy ko roko," he was deep in debt. It would be crazy, the wholesale business. Our business was primarily wholesale, and from a price point, like we were no longer competitive, and we started then our tray pack, which was we swapped and moved towards the retail line, and all those transitions happened like out of need, out of the need for survival. Because we could, if we had continued to stay a wholesale brand, we would have been extinct by now. So
Wow.
it's so with Dad, I've taken all, I've seen and he didn't protect me because chokri chhe.
No.
Never.
What were you also
Never.
given a
I was a
hammering
workhorse. And if I would I'm a bit obsessive. So there'd be nights I would be walking till 2 a.m. and I would be driving back and so if I tell Dad, you feel bad? Your daughter has to work so hard. Says, again, give me 4-5 bad words and then say, Taro baap etla varo suki duch tu karam hai. Bindas, right? I remember when he was like expanding the ready to cook factory. I'm like, Dad, are you crazy? Like, are you like, why would you like take it 5x for what? He said, I'm doing it. I know you'll hit the numbers to break even. So he was unapologetic about how hard he made me work. He was unapologetic about everything, and he never discriminated between me and my brothers. And when 700 of our team members saw that, like, जो शाहजाद और सोरा भैया कर सकता है, परिजा दीदी भी कर सकती है.
So one of the things that I've known about you, and you express it even now,
Right.
the way you talk, the way you're able to tell me, okay, here and
Who's a vegetarian? Yes.
no, you're able to tell me anything. I
Right.
love you, and the way you're able to express yourself, you are just so open. You have the greatest ability of telling anybody, and you'll send these emojis of hearts, and you tell them I love you, and and whoever. I think it's amazing. I've not met anybody who has that much love and openness with people and able to share emotion. So tell me, that's who you are.
It's why.
That's who you are. And you're not afraid. It never gets you into any trouble with no filters of saying, nahi, aisa nahi bolna chahiye. Huh?
Nothing.
Wow.
So, I was doing a television show called Hum Pardesi Ho Gaye, and Sanjay Upadhyay was my director. And I was playing Maya, who was again like this girl in the US, and who this guy has the extramarital affair with. And Sanjay Upadhyay was like, Paisan, you're so open as a person that it is coming through in the character. But Maya has to be this sultry, this woman with layers, right?
Okay.
But you're so open, and like even in that, there's no there's no intrigue about you, and when you have that little bit of intrigue, you're sexy. So as an actor and an actress especially, you need to have that little intrigue. I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I couldn't wing it.
So what was it?
I
It was
could.
a
I am
flop
who
show
I
or what?
am. Bullshit. No. It was a really good show, and again, Maya they loved the character. So even though I was the other woman, everyone loved the character, because I think at Strasbourg they always taught you, right, whether it's negative or positive, your aura, you can make the most evil character lovable by just in that darkness also putting something of you in that character, right? In terms of my dealings, right? I deal with general stores, I deal with cold storages, I deal with a Nature's Basket, I deal with a Zepto, and my dealings with all of them are the same.
They're just open.
They're
What do
open.
they do to negotiation? And how do you feel that because people play those games for many reasons.
They think I'm so no nonsense. So I'm open, but I'm very no nonsense. I will say it, and what you see is what you get. So even as an actor, what you saw is what you got.
No, but as a purchasing manager.
So, you know what? They deal with me once, they deal with me twice, and they know they're dealing with the owner of the company and not some marketing, person whose KRAs have to be met. So I keep telling them, and I kind of, so they know Parizan ma'am, like, she walks the talk, right? If she said something, so my openness, so I'm driven by love, I'm driven by passion, I'm driven by honesty, and I'm absolutely what you see is what you get. So there are no double standards to me at all in any sphere. So even as an actor, like, I would be as wonderful to the cameraman or to my spot boy or to, my director. There would be no differentiation. There would be no attitude. And my co-stars would sometimes tell me, you got to have some attitude. Like I said, because that's not me, right? And I don't have, even with my team, right? I'll walk into a shed. I'll talk to a farmer. I have zero attitude. Maman sometimes kind of gets a bit overwhelmed with my love. He's like, you don't do namaste. Do you have to hug everybody? So it's just me.
I think
he gets harrowed by me sometimes. He gets harrowed.
But I think he's stopped
like,
trying to change you.
He's given up.
He's given up.
He's like, do you know how to do namaste? He's like, do you know how to do namaste? Do you have to hug everyone? I'm like, so I'm driven by love. right? So I love
So
passionately.
has it ever hurt you
No,
being driven by
no,
love? No.
no.
So I
Because Suketu, if someone pisses me off, like I am so like direct, right? So the other day, I was, pissed off with my sales and marketing team, and instead of yelling at each one individually, I called all of them, and I will say what I have to say, right? And like with my entire team, I'm driven by love. Like I love who I work with. I love what I do. Don't mess around with me unnecessarily. And I tolerate a lot of but after a while, it's not cool. And then I will just go tuck, 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 say it, and they know, okay, she so so as open as I am, like with my love, I'm also very clear with my boundaries. I'm very, very clear. And I have the comfort of saying it, right? And I just
that is
gave it all. I had that chat. I got everyone on the same page, and things were good.
because one of the things you express openly is also about your team.
Yeah,
You talked
I
about
love
it
them.
earlier
I love
that
them.
you have 700, you love them. I've
Love
seen
them.
posts of yours on your Insta page
I love
where
them.
you are hugging a
I love,
intern.
I
Okay,
love
somebody
whether
was
it's an
just
intern,
interning with
whether it's
you,
my
and you're telling,
driver,
"I'm
whether
so
it's anyone.
fortunate to have
But
her," and you're hugging her from behind. "I'm so fortunate to have her in my
because
company."
because there's such smart kids who come
And
and
it,
kind of contribute so much, and then I see like an intern putting so much on the table, and sometimes I see like the manager being an ass about it and saying, "Oh, ma'am, we have to hire an agency." And I look at this kid, like look at what this kid has put on the table,
So
you
it's
know?
not what you just expressed is that it's not always gushy and mushy and this
No, no,
love that
no.
is
Yeah.
you are able to tell people
Oh, completely,
it's
completely.
you're capable of tough love,
Oh, completely,
saying
completely,
that okay
completely,
where the you
completely.
know
So even I'm just saying, like I'm so fortunate with my entire staff at home, right? And they've all the young girls who've just been with me forever, right? And they're like, "Didi, aap bahut achhe ho." Like I care, but they also know that I'm like work ethic wise, wherever you are, even with my kids, the work ethic has to be solid, right? And I have zero tolerance for a lazy and insincere person. I don't have the bandwidth, whether that whether the person is a team member, whether the person is anyone I deal with, it just I could be bothered. So I'm very that way. Very clear with my boundaries. So if I'm here, in spite of all my insecurities about how I look, right? I'm here because I love you and I respect you, right? So
thank
I'm
you.
very clear. Like if I do something, it's like because I want to do it. So in that way, yeah, I'm very
Because
clear.
again, to your ability to just tell people, you show it and
Yeah.
you're able to express it. To me, that is one of the most rarest things, and I have to tell you, I learned so much, and I feel so much emotion when I see you
Thank you.
because you're just
Thank you.
and there's no guile, there's nothing. You're just
Yeah.
able to say it and feel
Yeah.
it, and that's why I asked you that question. Are you able? Do you have to hold yourself back? And you said no, but I yet know my boundaries. So it's a most amazing balance
Yeah.
that you're able
So
to
I go
strike.
all out,
Uh,
right? I go all out. And like my biggest energy driver is like and I'm not saying it to be like cool. I'm genuinely driven by love. So like I tell my daughter, like obviously we're going to be applying for colleges and we're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff together. I'm like, I may be your mom, right? But nothing comes like if you're not going to give me, like if we're not on the same page, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to drive me to support you. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're my own kid, and nothing is like it's not like unconditional. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
So if I don't get the love and respect back, like I'm not gonna like do nothing for you. I don't know how to explain it, right? So
Yeah.
it's a problem. Like it's a like I love you and I'll do anything for you. I'll sit up in the night with you. I'll do whatever it takes. But if you're being disrespectful to me, and even if you're my own kid, like dude, you've lost me.
Yeah.
Tough one.
Yeah. Again,
You're
it's
feeling bad
awesome.
for Baman, no?
Awesome. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Baman for a
You must
moment.
be like poor Baman.
Yeah. So this Bama, you're married to again an amazing guy, who I think came from a family business, which was I think in packaged water or
No, no,
something.
no. So
Industrial.
he had Java and Yazdi.
Okay,
So,
motorbikes.
motorbikes.
Huh.
And that was doing really well, then that didn't do well. Um, that's all complete downfall. And then at 19, he started Rustamji because he had property and he co-developed it with somebody. And that's how he grew Rustamji,
Yeah.
and an incredible man,
So what do you learn from
grounded.
him, and what do you teach him?
He is like, if there could be like a soul twin, it's Baman. Like we're cut from the same cloth in terms of the people we are. I think in terms of our work ethic, I think I'm far more polite than him. He's a bit brash, but we're like the same person, like in male and female.
Wow.
Like it's insane, and uh, he's just the kindest and the most liberal man I know. And he's such a forgiving husband, right? Because in my obsession with my family and Zorabian and my children, kind of Baman, he always says I'm like last on her list.
Yeah.
And he, it's so I'm not able to be that perfect wife, and I'm not able to, go to events because I never have the time to be well turned out, and and I was like, no, it's a big thing, but I think he forgives me, all my forgives me all the things I can't do, and he accepts me for who I am.
He now no longer tries to change you.
I think my mother told him something when we were dating, and we were talking. He was saying, "Listen, Parizad, do you want to wait to get married? Because I don't want a wife who keeps traveling, like and on film shoots forever and ever, And we were having that conversation, and my mother just told him that my daughter is like a butterfly, right? If you cut her wings, she'll wither away and die. So don't cut her wings ever. So I think that's kind of stayed in his mind so much that, I think he's never,
That's amazing.
like he keeps telling me, why aren't you acting? Do a little bit of acting. And I'm like, just buzz off. On one hand, he's saying, you can be like Indira Nooyi. And I'm like, just shut up right now. I've got so much of Zorabian happening. So he's encouraging, but he also kind of pushes me. He thinks he wants to actually take over Zorabian and fire me because he thinks I'm like the brand has so much potential, and he's like, you're playing
he'll
so
leave
safe with the
Rustamji-
brand.
He'll leave Rustamji,
No,
which is now an amazing brand, and wants to run.
Because you know what he says, roti, kapda, and makan, right? He says like food is such a big thing, and the brand is so respected. And whilst it's grown, I'm still playing so safe with it, right? He would be far, like you work
Modest.
with him, you know how
He's-
like brash he can be,
yeah,
in terms of like, yeah. So he really believes.
And he's actually relaunched Yazdi and
Yeah,
Java
oh my
again.
God, yeah.
So,
So that's what he
brought it
always.
back to life.
So that's what he
after
always
30
told
years.
me. He says all like that brand went away, and then again he's put in all that money with Mahindra and kind of thing. He said, don't let a brand die, because that will be the biggest regret you'll ever have.
Yeah.
So he keeps telling me not to play small, to do
think
big
big,
things,
to think, to be
think
all-
big things,
to,
yeah.
To do
Yeah,
by
yeah.
offense and not defense.
So whilst I'm holding fort, and I've grown the brand in a retail space, and we're like kick ass, like I've not scaled it the way I could, right? Because I think all my decisions are like I played really safe.
I want to talk. I want to add a little bit to on wanting to change somebody, and I think that it's very difficult to do that. This is my two-piece wisdom that I want to give. It's very difficult to change oneself, or to change
Right.
anybody else. And if you have expectations, when you get married and you say, "Okay, I'm going to," there's a problem with him or her right now, but once we get married, it'll get fixed. It's never going to happen. So I think people, if they start out assuming, they have to accept the person
Yeah.
for who they are, what they are. And I think in a way he accepted you. You may say he may try to change you, etc. Because otherwise,
So he doesn't.
It's an unhappy space.
Yeah, because I think also Suketu, we got married when we were older. So I was 33. No, I was 32 and he was 36, right? And we were extremely successful in our own right? So I was already Perizad Zorabian, and he was already Baman Irani of Rustamji. So we're like two A personality people meeting, right? Where both are aware that if we get into a fight, it's gonna be tough, right? So I think and both are intelligent enough to know that you don't want to mess with that person. So even as far as I'm concerned, like I know I can't bully him, and he knows he can't walk over me. So there's we're very respectful of that line, or else it would be disastrous. Yeah. So and I think the maturities come because we got married later, right? And yeah, in a huge way. And like the times if you irritate me, also be like, you know what? I'm not getting into an argument with you. I refuse to. I'll make that. Yeah. So I think, and I don't, like I said, I don't thrive on I'm not a fighter. Like I cannot fight, and I don't like it. Like it irritates me, and I'll not waste my time on it. So I'm not good with like confrontation. I'm not good with, So I'm not meek, but I don't like to get into an argument. I don't enjoy that at all. Yeah.
So tell me, uh, what do you see as the future for your children? Because we live in very uncertain times, and how do you look at the future?
So I want them
Are
to
you
be.
weighed down by what you see, or are you optimistic about
No,
life?
I'm very optimistic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm
Love
very
it.
optimistic.
Love it.
Very. But I'm so into just Zorabian that I'm not really like concerned about what's happening in the world, which is a horrible thing to say, in a way. But so I'm naively optimistic. I want my kids to be incredible human beings. I always tell Zaha, Mama is loved because Mama doesn't get into any nonsense politics. Mama doesn't get into any drama. Mama keeps away from all of that nonsense, right? And I think, I want them to be good. I want both of them to be good kids. I want both of them to live life to their fullest, and I want them to be like good people. And I'm not saying good people just to sound nice, but I think when you're a good person, life really opens up
Yeah.
so many doors for you and
I
so
agree.
many opportunities for you.
So don't be driven only by blind ambition. Just be a good human being, and be driven. Have purpose, but at the end of the day, at the core, be a good human being.
Because
And do it on values.
that works, that really Suketu, comes back to you 10 times over. I think totally. Like for YPO, right? People still come and tell me, we miss your hearts and we miss your messages and we just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do.
So I mean, I don't know how to explain to you, right? It's not about just the quality of events, but it's also about how you are as a person. So I want them to be able to have high EQ and connect with people. And that way, touch wood, they're both such good kids. I mean, I'm blessed, honestly. Yeah, they're really
Okay.
good.
And I am blessed.
And they think Mama's very poor and Papa's very poor.
They
And
think
Mama
that
says,
other than
"You man, they don't. They
No,
think
no.
Mama's poor, but that's okay.
But I was
In
saying,
comparison to Papa. Useless people.
right. But anyway, I am truly blessed to have you
I'm
on my
touched.
show.
I am touched.
That you have come, you've just energized everything around you, which you always do, and I think that I have enjoyed this conversation.
I've
and
loved it. I've come in with a lot of personal drama happening at the background.
Yes, your
And
mother is not
my mother
well.
being unwell. And like I said, I don't know how many people I would do this, in spite of, and not postpone and not do any of that. It's amazing. And it's because of my love and respect for you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you so
for,
much.
No, I genuinely.
Thank you.
So,
Love
you know,
you.
I love you, Suketu.
Thank you.
You for everything you've done for me. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And all the best with your podcast. You're going to rock it.
Thank you.
Hot hands, Suketu. Love you.